Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to some more World of Warships, and today we're taking a look at the Edinburgh, oddly enough. This is actually a ship I haven't played in a very long time, and I don't quite really remember playing it that much. She is obviously the Tier 8 Royal Navy light cruiser, and honestly she's not bad if played properly. She's actually a very strong ship. Now I know Fiji has a lot of love from a lot of players. The Edinburgh, it can be considered a downside. Now we are playing on Land of Fire. There is a CV in the battle, but we actually won't see him that much, and it's mostly a Tier 8 match, which is actually really fortunate because it does really suck playing the ship in a Tier 10 battle. So the Edinburgh, as I probably already did mention, is not... I would say it's probably compared a downgrade from the Fiji, just due to the fact that it's not as nimble as the Fiji is. It has a very slower rudder shift time. Now, when compared to the Neptune, it's very much a downgrade. The Neptune is definitely a little bit more squishier than the Edinburgh. The Edinburgh actually has a underwater citadel, while the Neptune does not. I am joined with Zeno and the Loyang, and I will have to say I probably would not have purchased this ship, but I got it for free, so I'm showing it off again. Now, probably the next few battles or a few videos are going to be videos actually of ships I haven't really played at all, so we're going to be seeing that. Now, we are obviously detected, and instantly we are being targeted by 3 ships. And fortunately enough, this is where the Royal Navy cruiser really does shine. It's just the ability to get in close. Now, my captain actually doesn't have concealment expert on it, so that means my detect is a whopping 10 kilometers. So you are somewhat 10.2, sorry about that, 10.2 kilometers. So you can be quite easily detected without that concealment. So I do have to play a little bit more careful than probably normally would. And with Zeno actually hydroing the Hatsuharu is definitely not in a good place right now. Now, as normal, I do run the smoke. You can run the radar, and I do not recall this, but apparently the Edinburgh can actually run a plane, which is very amusing. But this Hatsu is very much regretting his life decisions right now, because he's just going to get melted away. That's the beautiful thing about British cruisers with its semi-armor piercing shells, is just the fact of how much damage this Hatsu takes. And it doesn't look like he's actually running last stand, and that's when the Otago decides to go broadside to us, get first blood on that Hatsu. But look how quickly we can rack up damage. 5 citadels on the Otago, easily knocking out a huge chunk of his health. Another citadel, and instantly gets clobbered by the Fuso. So we're already sitting at 35,000 with 6 citadels. Now this battle's actually kind of slow, I will fully admit. We are playing standard, which I really despise standard. It's not the greatest type of battle in the world. And one thing I will point out is keep an eye on our friendlies just to the north of us. Just keep an eye on their positioning throughout this entirety of this battle. So Zeno is pushing up, he is spotting, he does see the turrets. There's also a Edinburgh, which I believe is also going to be spotted. Yep, just right there. And also I believe there's a Richelieu somewhere. I know there's an Alabama off to the right. We do have to keep an eye on them. Now, the Edinburgh does have torpedoes. It only has 1 triple set. They do have a 10-kilometer range, but it's kind of a letdown, I guess. Once you play the Neptune, you have so many torpedoes, your guns fire so much faster than the Edinburgh. It's definitely a step back, especially if you're accustomed to the Neptune play style. Edinburgh is instantly detected, opening up on him. Now the AA on the Edinburgh is pretty good. Now whenever facing off against another Royal Navy cruiser, you always want to go bow in. Don't know where we got shot from the right, but with the fact that, oh, looks like we're getting hit behind an island there, but this Edinburgh decides to run right into our torpedoes. We get a torpedo on this Edinburgh, but he is actually going to go down to, I believe, Zeno by torpedoes. Yes, there he goes. Torpedoes are taking out the enemy Edinburgh. And that's one nice thing about the Edinburgh is while in smoke, you can actually, well, you have a very low firing penalty while in smoke. It's 5.5 if memory serves me. So very sneaky. It's very beneficial. Your hydro is the standard hydro, so you can't rely on being able to sit in smoke and see if anything is within 5.5 kilometers. Now we do have a enemy Richelieu who is scarily close. Now I was debating on rushing him, but at the fact that he is reversing, it would take me far too long to get around the island and get torpedoes off. More than likely he can deal fairly significant amount of damage. And there is still the fact that there is a Tirpitz and another ship, and we do see on the mini-map it is the other enemy Edinburgh. So we're going to be a little bit cautious. Might try to back up, try to get a few shots on that Edinburgh if possible. Now our team is actually doing a really good job. We're actually very much in the lead, and there is the enemy Edinburgh. And for whatever reason, this set of islands, if you sit pretty much like this, you can invisifire with little to no issue. And because that Edinburgh is shooting from that side of the islands and he's obviously shooting from further away, his guns actually can't really traverse the island that well, as you will be seeing him shooting the island quite a bit. So that's actually a nice little thing to keep in mind whenever like this battle. I feel kind of bad because I'm actually shooting him while he's in smoke, getting a little bit of damage, nothing too overly impressive. Now there has been some sound glitches, as you might be hearing right now. I will try to limit it in the replay as much as possible, but not much I really can do about that. Tirpitz does come out, and once again, whenever dealing with battleships, you do not want to aim for the belt of the battleship. You want to be aiming for the superstructure. I remember one player playing, I think it was the Edinburgh, complaining that he couldn't get any damage against, I believe it was possibly a Friedrich or something like that, and he kept shooting the belt. So of course he's not going to be able to penetrate through the belt of the enemy battleship. So yeah, really you need to aim for a superstructure. Whenever a battleship is kind of bow end like this, you're going to have slight difficulty actually dealing damage. We were spotted for a second, I believe, by the enemy Edinburgh that was sitting in that smoke, or it could have been possibly the Tirpitz. But we got to be a little bit cautious. And once again, the nice thing about the British cruisers is the fact that they have a very quick acceleration. So if you get in a position where you need to get out of there very, very quickly, you do have the option. Now, obviously, traversing from reverse to full speed does take a slight bit of time. Fortunately, I think this island's actually semi-protecting us. And yep, this is just one thing that I love about British cruisers. It's just the fact that you're able to be this kind of nimble little rat as I steal that third kill on that Edinburgh. Now, ability to quickly disappear, get behind the islands, that's a really fun thing about this ship. Very much so with the Fiji. But obviously the Edinburgh has its downside. It's very squishy, it has very little armor, and its guns don't reload as fast as the Neptune, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but also due to the fact that they are only firing armor-piercing shells, and we're not going to get a hit on that Tirpitz, which is really unfortunate. He was surprisingly smart and actually turned hard to port, but he did nearly beach himself. So the fact that you can only penetrate targets that are pretty much broadside to you really does limit your ability to deal damage, because obviously if a target's bow in, you're not going to deal damage. You don't have the opportunity to fire HE. And now, did I also mention, as I will come back to the whole HE issue, these guys back here behind us are just now catching up with us. They've been pretty much far away behind us. So finally, as you can see, the enemy team doesn't really have much in the way of ships. They only have the Lightning and the, I believe it's a Ruho. I guess we'll find out here in a moment. So just due to the fact that HE is not an option for the ship, really does limit on its capabilities. It doesn't have that dot damage that you see many times with other cruisers. You can get fires if you're in a, I guess technically a German cruiser. You can always get flooding and fire. So, I mean, that's the major issue with the Edinburgh. Very powerful against destroyers, very powerful against any broadside targets, just due to the fact of its shell type, but it's also very fast for load time. Overall speed is not too bad, 34.1. It's not speed damning in any way. Its major benefit is just its low detectability, ability to smoke or radar if you're feeling really ballsy. But it's also due to the fact, and one thing I do love about these ships, is its decent range torpedoes, ability to fire them in single spreads, and obviously pretty much be a destroyer nightmare, which is just so much fun in my opinion. But that's pretty much gonna be it for this battle. All that's left is that Lightning. We're pretty much going to cap out. I don't even think we're gonna, yeah, this Lightning is gonna go down, and that's gonna be the end of this battle. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zaijian.